All right, hello and welcome to this live training where we're going to build a course plus coaching website from scratch. I'm Chris Badgett from LMS. Just want to take a moment and welcome Bill, Grant, Raymond, Rodney, Suzanne to the call. We've got some more people jumping in. And basically, I'm just going to do a lot of showing and not a lot of telling and just show you what it's like to build a LMS website, a learning management system website with Lifter LMS. So I'm just going to really jump right into this and ask questions. As I go, I'll be keeping an eye on the chat, use the Q&A, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. And I'm going to actually start from complete scratch with no steps skipped, so you can see what it's like from the absolute beginning and how quickly you can get your course and coaching program up for sale with Lifter LMS. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and get started. And Grant, I see your question. There is going to be a recording of this that goes out, but stick around to the end if you want to. We're going to be, if you can, stick around to the end. We're going to be giving away a $99 giveaway at the end of this call. So somebody is going to win that. That's here at the end. But this is basically what we're looking at here is a fresh install of WordPress with nothing else on it. So if we look at this on the front end, we can see it's just a blank WordPress install. And I'm just going to start getting ready to build this out. Personally, I like to turn off all these kind of things here just to get those out of the way on the WordPress dashboard home screen. So I'm going to turn all that up. Lifter LMS is not here. Nothing's here yet. So we're going to get that party started. And to do that, I'm going to head on over to lifterlms.com and I'm going to get the Infinity Bundle. So the Infinity Bundle is the everything bundle from Lifter LMS. You can get, like on the low end, sometimes people just get a payment gateway, like Lifter LMS Stripe and the core Lifter LMS, and they're good to go for 99 bucks. Then we have this Universe bundle that has all our third-party integrations, all the payment stuff. That is $299. And then the Infinity Bundle has all that stuff and some advanced Lifter tools like social learning for building a private community or private areas for building private coaching or private content, advanced quizzes and assignments, and there's some other benefits to the Infinity Bundle. But you can, if you want to kind of look at that, and if you're shopping around and you need to see which is right for you, if you scroll down below that, you can see a pretty exhaustive list of what's included where. And you can see kind of right here after this point is where you start getting into the features that are only in the Infinity Bundle, which is what I'm going to get today. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the Infinity Bundle. And I think I've already got it in my cart here. So let's see what's over here. Yeah, so I've already got the Infinity Bundle here. I'm going to proceed to checkout. And I've got a coupon code, so I'm actually going to pick this up for nothing. So I'm just going to put in, just bear with me while I put all this stuff in here. So I am picking up the Infinity Bundle. And you can see here, I've got my license key and some downloads here. So I'm just going to download. Let me actually go back here. I'm going to head over back to the Lifter LMS website. I copied my license key. And I'm going to go over here inside my account. And if I go into my downloads area, I'm just going to download the most current version of Lifter LMS. And then I'm going to download the Lifter LMS helper, which is what you need to install for doing to put in your license key. It's a requirement from WordPress how that works. So if we go back to our website here and I go to plugins, add new, I'm going to upload Lifter LMS. I'm installing it. And I'm going to activate it. And now I'm going to go through what's known as the quick setup wizard. So this is going to basically just help me get set up and create all the pages that Lifter LMS needs to create, like the course catalog, the membership catalog, the checkout/enrollment screen, and the student dashboard. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be selling primarily in the United States in US dollars. I'm going to enable offline payments. I'm going to click Save and Continue. And you can get a coupon if you decide to allow anonymous tracking, where we can, where Lifter LMS basically just collects some data to see which parts of the plugin are being used, so we can improve the product over time. But I don't need that coupon right now, and I am going to install a sample course. So I've got that coming in. So to answer your question, Susan, you don't have to have an account to proceed. So I'm just going to show you that real quick here. You could start with just taking the 30-day demo here, and you'll get like a site for 30 days that has all our stuff installed that you can check out and see what that's like. And then also down here at the bottom of the lifterlms.com website, you can download the free download and get started with the core Lifter LMS. So those are a couple other ways that you can get started. But I'm going to go back to where I was. Right here, this is a sample course installed. Let's see what that looks like. And this is with the default theme that comes with WordPress. And I'm actually going to take a moment and install one of the most popular free themes for Lifter LMS called Astra, so that this will look a lot better, and Astra has a lot of cool features for Lifter LMS. So I'm going to go to Appearance Themes, Add New, and I'm going to search for one called Astra. This is it. So I'm going to install that, and I'm going to activate that. And I'm going to go into the Astra options here. And I'm going to go into the layout options. So by default, I want my pages to not have a sidebar. Lifter LMS. See, this is what's cool about Astra, is it has some Lifter LMS related features. I want Lifter LMS to have a right sidebar. Actually, I'll do no sidebar for Lifter LMS, just regular pages, but for the course and lesson pages, I do want to write sidebar. So I'm going to publish that. And if we get out of there, you can see, if we go to the front of the website, this is that sample course we just installed. And it's got a right sidebar, which I'm going to set up real quick with a couple of Lifter LMS widgets. But this is our sample course. This is a real course that you can take that shows you how to build a site just like I'm doing right now in about 20 minutes. So if we go into the back, I'm just going to go to Appearance, Widgets. And in the course sidebar and in the lesson sidebar here, I'm going to put in these Lifter LMS widgets. This is the progress bar. I'm just giving it a title. I'm going to do that again in the lesson template. And then the course syllabus is kind of like the lessons list, and it shows what people have completed or not. And I'm going to make that outline collapsible. This puts a lot of, so I'm going to put that one in the lesson sidebar. But in the course sidebar, I don't want it to be collapsible, so I'm not going to check that box. So now if we go back to the front, see we installed this course progress and course syllabus. And we can see here that now we have the progress bar here and the syllabus. And this is at the course level right here. And if we jump into a lesson, you can see where the sidebar is a little more collapsible here. This just kind of helps put more of the focus on the content. And now let's just clean up the menu real quick, and then we'll start really getting into Lifter. So when you have a WordPress website in the very beginning, it just puts every page on the menu, but that's not really what we want. So I'm going to go back into the back end here and go into Appearance, Customize. And let me do it this other way. I'm not really going to be using a blog on this site. So I don't want my homepage to be my latest blog post. I'm just going to make it this sample page for now. So we've got that set up, and we're not going to set up the blog for this example. So then I just want to create a few pages for demonstration purposes. A lot of times people will have an about page, and I'm just going to put some dummy content in here real quick. So I just turned that into 2 columns. And I'm going to put an image in there. And I'm just going to put in some sample, just fake content. I've got a little bit of that kind of dummy content you see on the internet sometimes, which is actually called lorem ipsum. It's just Latin. So I'm going to put that in here in this 2-column layout. In this case, we're using just the default WordPress editor, the new block editor. But you could also create pages and content with popular page builders if you're using something like Elementor or Beaver Builder or Divi. So just to look at that, we've got our about page. It's coming together. And I'm just kind of a stickler for layout, so I'm gonna put a couple more of those in there so it lays out a little better. All right, so we've got that created. It's also very popular to have a contact page. So I'm gonna create that. And I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna put some dummy content in there for now. If anybody wants me to show you how to set up like a free form plugin to have a contact form on that page, I'm happy to do it. Just let me know in the chat if you want me to show you how to do that. So we have home, about, contact, we have the courses page. Yeah, we're pretty much good to go from here. So I'm going to show you how I go about building a basic menu for your WordPress website. So I'm going to create a new menu. I went to Appearance Menus. I'm going to call this Main Menu. And I'm going to click Create Menu. And I'm going to start adding what I want on it. That sample page, which I'm going to use as my home page. I'm going to add the dashboard, the about page, the contact page. I will put in this demonstration, I'm only going to have one course, so I don't necessarily need to put the course catalog in there, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. So I'm going to add all that stuff to the menu. I'm going to change the order around a little bit. I'm actually going to name that sample page home for my home page. Home, about, contact, dashboard. I'll put courses right there. And then if you open up the screen options here, there's some Lifter LMS menu items that you can add. So I'm just going to add those real quick. The sign in, sign out these are all like Lifter LMS stuff that you can put as a menu item on your website. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in. So sign in, sign out. And basically only one of those is going to display at a time, depending upon if the user is logged in or logged out. And I'm going to say that I want to make this my main menu, my primary menu. So I'm going to click on that, save, and let's take a look at our site. So this is our sample home page. We have home, about, courses, contact. We can go ahead and just look at these. Courses, course catalog, contact, the dashboard, and the sign out link since this particular user is logged in. I'm going to just fix one thing right there. Instead of calling it course catalog, I'm just going to call it courses. And in terms of what our site's called, for this demonstration, I'm just going to do like a safety training website. So in the site identity, I'm just going to call it safety training. And you could add a logo here. I pulled this up, by the way. If you want to like create a better looking logo than just like a text-based logo, you can hire a designer, but there's also all these tools on the internet to create a free logo. So I was just looking here at the Wix logo maker. We'll just make one real quick. And just to show you how easy it is, because I see a lot of people get bogged down at like this phase especially when you're just getting started and you want to validate and make sure people are interested in their course and willing to buy it. You may not need to spend a lot of time in the you know, doing a bunch of design before you have a sale. So I'm going to call this, what did I call it? Safety training. I'm just actually going to call it Safety Academy. And I'm just going to give it a tagline and focus on a specialty of warehouse management. So I'm going to click Let's Go. Say business. What else can I do? Do they have something like that? Oh yeah, warehousing. I'm going to make mine modern and techie. And I'm just going to say like this one, like this one, like this one, like this one, that one. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this one up. Oh, it's making me buy it. So just for time-saving purposes, I'm just going to actually take a screenshot here. And just want to show you how that logo feature works. So here we are where we're using our text-based logo on our site, but we could also use one that we upload, which is what I'm going to show you here. I don't think this is going to fit, unfortunately. Oh, no, it will. Cool. And I'm just going to decrease that size there. Make it like this. And I'm not going to display the site title. Maybe make that a little bit bigger. Something like that. Publish that. And I think we're really ready to start building our warehouse management course. So I'm going to just back out of there. And let's take a look at what we've got so far. We've got a home page. We have an about page. We have a course catalog page. We can drill into our course. We've got our course and our lesson sidebars set up like this. We have a contact page. We have the basic student dashboard set up. And we have a sign in, sign out link. So let's start making a course. And hit me up with questions as we go. So I'm just going to go to courses, add course. And I'm going to call this course Warehouse Management 101. And I'm going to go ahead and click publish here. And let's go ahead and attach an image to this. So So I'm going to use this featured image here. I'm going to upload a file. And I actually have an image that we'll just use. Think of this kind of like a book cover for a book. So you can see I've uploaded this image here. I'm going to click update. And I'm going to go ahead and just take some of that sample content, put it in here for like a course description area. And I'm going to say this course is like a 6-week program. And right now I've just got this set up as me. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that, and let's look at what's starting to come together here. If we look at the front end of our website, you can now see we have a Warehouse Management 101 course here. And if I click on that, we have course description. We entered some of the course information, like how long it is, progress bar. We don't really have any content in it yet. So I'm just going to edit this course. I'm actually going to turn off comments on this this course page. So I'm just going to turn that off real quick. And then I'm going to open up what's called the course builder. So if I click launch course builder, the first thing you need to do is just have a section. We'll just call this module 1. And then let's say we're gonna do like a 5-module course. So I'm just putting some lessons inside of module 1. I'm gonna add a new section. I'm just gonna call that module 3. And we're gonna add some more lessons below that. And I'm going to add another. I realize I just messed up there, but I'm going to show you something, use that to show you something cool because I named things not quite right. So I'm going to create module 2 down here, and I'm going to add 3 lessons to that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag this up to there. So you can kind of move things around and, reorder them however you need to at any time. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to add another one here called module 3 or module 4. Some more lessons in that. And let's just do one more. And it's good if you have your course content, like your videos and stuff done before you come to building the website, this whole part can go pretty easily and fairly quick. But some people like to build out the structure and then go make the content. There's not necessarily a right or wrong way to do that. So we've got a bunch of content here. For just demonstration purposes, I'm going to go to Vimeo. This is just trying to get a video that I can use. So in lesson 1 here of our safety training course, I'm going to add a Vimeo video and put that URL in there. Click embed. And we'll move that up into the lesson content there. And if we look at this lesson, you can see this is looking like an actual online course. So inside lesson 1 of the safety training course, Warehouse Management 101, we have this video lesson. You know, somebody could press the video and start watching that. Next thing I'm going to do is set up how I'm going to charge for this. So let's say my target market is warehouse managers who need to get certified and potentially looking for some kind of promotion. So we're going to offer this course to help them increase their warehouse safety through taking this training course, and also have an upsell where they can get private consulting and coaching, maybe perhaps unique to their industry or their level of experience. So let's set that up. I'm going to click on Edit Course. And Lifter has something called access plans, which we're going to set up down here. So I'm going to add a new access plan, and I'm going to do a one-time payment. This is what I'm calling it. And I'm going to have the button say buy now, and this is a $1,000 course, one-time payment, and you get access for 1 year. And down here, I'm just going to put in some of the benefits of a course. You get 15 training videos, certification, and access to monthly coaching call. Let's say monthly, well, in this case, we're going to upsell the coaching, so I'm not going to put the coaching in that benefit. So they get 15 training calls and certification. I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to add another one. And I'm going to call this one the payment plan. Buy now. And this is $400 every month for 3 months. So basically they can buy the course for $1,000, or they can do the payment plan and pay $400 a month for 3 months. So basically they would be spending a little bit more for the financing at about $1,200. So we get 15 training modules, and certification. I'm going to click Save. And we'll look at that. On the front end, once it finishes saving there it goes. So I'm going to click Update to be sure, and then just head on over to the front end of the website. Okay, so now you can see our pricing coming together here. So we've got the course with all the lessons ready to go. You know, there's that video in lesson 1, our training video. And we have the $1,000 payment, or we have the payment plan. But now let's add the coaching upsell. So we're going to do a $10,000 training package that includes the course plus private consulting. So let's look at what that looks like. So I'm going to edit this course, and I'm going to add a third access plan that includes the private coaching upsell. I'm just going to call it course plus private coaching. And that's $10,000. One-time payment, expires after 1 year. We have 15 training modules. Certification. And 12 monthly private consulting sessions. Private 4-hour consulting sessions. So for a half day, once a month, at this price point, you also get private safety consultation. So I'm going to go ahead and click update on that. And we'll see how all that changed on the front end here. Let's see what that looks like now. So we have the one-time payment plan, or the course plus coaching upsell. And if I were to look at this, well, let's actually let's go get some of the more advanced Lifter LMS plugins installed and look at where we can go from here. Also, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. But as we go back into the back here, I just want to remind myself what we have installed so far. So all we have is the Lifter LMS plugin installed. I'm going to add the Lifter LMS Helper plugin, which I downloaded right after I bought the Infinity bundle. So I'm going to activate that. This is what manages the license key. So that's installed. And here on lifterlms.com, if we go on over here to licenses, got my license key. Now, if you're watching this later, this key will not work. It's only temporary allowed for this video. But if I go into Lifter LMS, add-ons and more, under my license key, I'm going to enter my license key. I'm going to click Add New, and you'll notice I can now install and activate all of these Lifter LMS add-ons. So because I'm doing a coaching upsell, I'm going to install and activate private areas. I'm going to activate that. I'm going to install Lifter LMS Stripe. This does the credit card processing. And I'm also going to allow people to purchase via PayPal. So I'm going to install and activate that one. And I am going to allow a private community on this website for the warehouse managers to connect with each other if they want to, as another benefit. And because we're doing certification here, I'm going to have some scoring going on through advanced quizzing and assignments that get graded. So I'm going to activate that. And there we go. So now in the plugins, you can see these are the plugins that we're working with. And if you want to kind of see which, we'll put a link in the chat to the Lifter LMS pricing page that you can kind of see which plugins you can get with which bundle and how that works and what the pricing is. But as we go to the front end, we've got our course and it is up for sale. So I'm going to set up the test sandbox or test Stripe account keys so that I can show you what the credit card checkout looks like and how that works. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second and just go grab those license keys. Give me 1 second. And as I'm doing this, if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know in the chat and we can discuss. So basically the way it works is you sign up for a Stripe account, which is free, and then they're going to give you license keys. Stripe will do the credit card processing for you, and they're going to take like 2.9% of the transaction plus 20 cents or something like that. It's basically how that works. But I'm just grabbing my license keys for my test Stripe account. Just one moment. Okay, let me share my screen with you again here. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm going to go into the Lifter LMS settings. And in checkout, I'm going to go to the Stripe settings here. I'm going to click the box to enable Stripe. I'm going to enable test mode. And I'm dropping in my test keys. And I'm going to enable save cards, which means if somebody comes back who has already bought something from me, their credit card is saved inside Stripe. It's all PCI compliant and secure, but then it's just even easier for them to buy from me again. So now if we visit the site, I'm actually going to open this in a incognito window so that I can just kind of test the experience of somebody coming to this website not logged in, not as like the website WordPress administrator. You can see now if I click buy now, I can take the credit card. I've got this in test mode, which means I can just put this fake credit card number in and just test the experience, which we'll do in just a moment. But this is, you know, basically the beginnings of Stripe setup. And this, all of this stuff over here is the information that you can collect when someone buys a course on your site. And let me show you how to adjust what those settings are. So if I go into Lifter LMS settings account, I'm going to say first and last name is required since I'm going to be printing a certification certificate when they complete the Warehouse Management 101 course. So I'm going to need to know what their first and last name is. The address, I don't need. Phone number, let's just say optional. I don't need an email confirmation field. And we'll just leave it at those settings. And let's look at, was there anything else I want to change here? I'm just going to change the password requirement to weak for demonstration purposes. And I have a disabling username so that people just use their email address as the username. So really all they need to do to buy is to create their account is they have to enter their email address and choose the password. And of course, put in their credit card. So I'm gonna click Save Changes. All right. So I see your question, Arnold. I will get to that in a second about free lessons. So if we go back, I'll just refresh this page and you'll notice some of this information has gone away. So I am requiring first and last name, email address, and password. And so that is what's going on there. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to hide this sample course. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up a final exam and a certificate at the end. And so you can see what that's like. So as I go back over here, on the courses, I'm going to actually put the sample course, I'm just going to throw it in the trash. So it's there, I could bring it back if I ever needed to, but I've put that sample course in the trash. So now on our website, we're just looking at our Warehouse Management 101 course. And we've got our course only, course with the payment plan, or the course plus private coaching. So if we go to this last lesson, let's look at it on this site. I'm actually going to get my little fake video here for demonstration. So I'm going to open the course builder here. I'm going to open all these up. And I'm going to go into that last one. And add a lesson video, which is, you know, going to have some information in it about how to take the test. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to make our final exam here, or whatever tests are required to make to pass the course. So if we go back to the builder here, you can see this is our last lesson, but I'm actually going to add a quiz. So I'm going to create a new quiz. And I'm going to say they have to have a 85 in order to pass. And they only get 3 attempts at it. And they've only got 30 minutes to take the test. I'll be generous and give them 60. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start adding questions. So I'm not going to make a giant quiz here, but I'm going to show you a few things just to kind of get you oriented with what's possible with the quiz system. Safe. So this is just a simple multiple choice. So fast. And so these are, I'm just being silly, but this is an example multiple choice question. We're going to show which one is the correct answer, which is to go slow and pay attention. Results clarification here is what shows up if they got the question wrong. So I'm going to turn that on. And go ahead and save that. And I'm going to add another question. I'm using the Lift LMS Advanced Quizzes add-on. So we have all these different question types that we can use. So I'm going to do a long answer. This is kind of like an essay. So what are the key components of warehouse safety? Please provide examples. I could put a clarifying like description there or image or video to help you know, position the question, but I could give it a word count minimum or maximum. Let's say I want at least 100 words in it. And you know, there's all these different question types you can use: true or false, picture choice, fill in the blank, reorder items, reorder pictures, short answer, long answer, file upload, coding, scale. And then you can also copy in questions that you've already created in the system, which is what this add other questions is. So, but I'm not going to just keep making a fake quiz because I know that's not that exciting. But I've got this created, and I'm going to go ahead and exit the quiz builder. And you can see in this in the course builder, this is lighting up. This means that a quiz is present here. So if you're ever trying to remember like where did I put that quiz or whatever, you can see it real easily right there. This is a just indicates that we have video there, we have content here. So if you're like jumping around and adding the lesson video here and there, but not necessarily in order, you can see in a quick snapshot what has content and what does not. But if we go look at this one, you can see how it says take quiz now. And then let's look at how to set up a certificate. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my downloads here. And download the Lift LMS graphics pack, which we're going to be calling the Power Pack here shortly. So I've downloaded that, and let me just get that open. Thought I downloaded it, maybe I didn't. Let me try that again. So you can see I've got the graphics pack here, which is a zip file. I'm going to open that. And inside of here, we have a bunch of like achievement badges, like this. Let me just show you what these look like. So you can see these are all little badges I can use to add gamification inside my course. And basically set up, little badges that pop up on the screen as people complete certain lessons or, other milestones in the course or even the whole course itself. Got your email or your note, Grant. We'll be sure to get you the replay there. So anyways, those are the achievement badges, but what we're going to set up here is the certification. So if we look at the certificates here, let me open these up. Basically, these are certificate backgrounds, and we can put content inside of here automatically personalized to each student as they complete the course. So these are the certificate backgrounds. I'm just gonna pull that out. So now let's look at how to build a certificate in Lifter LMS. So we have our safety training course. We have a final exam on the last lesson that you have to get at least 85% on to pass. You can take the quiz 3 times, but now we need to build the certificate if somebody passes. So in Lifter LMS, we call these engagements. So to create a certificate, you just click on certificates, add certificate, and warehouse. We do have a new version of the certificate builder coming out, so I'm not going to go into this in super great detail, but the general principles are going to be the same. But basically, you'll have, this is the default certificate background, but I'm going to just upload a new one from the Lifter LMS Power Pack graphics pack deal. And if we look in there, we're just uploading the certificate. So you can see it here. This is the one we selected. Change the certificate there. And basically there's these merge codes. So we could do something like I'm putting in their first and last name. We did the earn date. And I'm gonna, center this. I'm gonna center this. You know, I'm gonna make this bigger. And I'm gonna make their name bold. So let's see what this looks like. So it's starting to come together. I have to spend a little time with this to get it looking really good. But this is the beginning of creating a certificate. And you can always put like an image of a signature down here, and you know, any other things like this is valid for, you know, a year, whatever it is. So, but to set it up, we've created the certificate. Now we need to add an engagement. So this is where we set up the conditions for which somebody earns the certificate that we just made. So warehouse 101 certificate is the name of it. And when someone completes a course, which means in order to complete, they have to pass the quiz at the end. This course, we want to award a certificate. And this is the certificate we want them to get. And we're just going to leave this blank because we want them to get that instantly. Now, if we look at this, this is all set up now. So somebody can buy this. Somebody can go through the course. They can take the final exam on the last lesson. And when they complete that, they get a certificate, which they can then download from their dashboard back here. So I want to get to Arnold's question, and then I'm happy to answer any other questions, but we've kind of covered a lot of ground, but really we've only been going for an hour, and we already have a site up, you know, that just needs the lesson content basically, and it's good to go. So Arnold asks, he would like to see if it's possible to offer free lessons and charge only when a student wants to pass exercises or exams. If so, how to customize them with Lifter LMS. So that's a good question. It's an interesting use case. The way I would do that is I would take this course right here, and I'm just going to edit it. And I would add the word to the end, certification. I'm going to click update. And then what I would do is I would go here to my courses, and I would click this clone button. Just one click, and I'm copying the entire course. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the word certification. And then what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to remove these access plans. And I'm going to add a new one. And this one is no payment required. And this is for the course only. I'm just putting a note here. No certificate. I'm going to click update. And I'm going to launch the course builder. And I'm going to go to that quiz. and I'm going to delete it. So it now has no quiz. And what else do I need to do? I think that's about it. So if I go to the courses, I have the certification version, or I have the free version here. So let's look at that. Let's see. I don't think I've saved my access plan. Let me look at that. I didn't hit the save button. So free, enroll now. Free access, no certificate, no payment required. And if we look at it, there we go. Now we have the free access. So I'm happy to answer further questions around that, Arnold, but that's just one way to accomplish that with Lifter, where you have the certification version or the free version. Chad asks, would there be a way to have a free preview of the course where module 1 is free, but the rest is paid? Absolutely. So if we look at this and we wanted to make these 3 lessons in module 1 free, I'm just going to open them here. And where is it? Wait a second. Module 1. Oh, here we go. So I'm in the course here, and right here is a free lesson option. So I'm looking at the settings on lesson 1 and module 1. And I can make that one free. And you notice how that went to unlocked. I can make this one free. And I can make this one free. So essentially we've unlocked module 1 in this case. So let's look at what that looks like. Is that it? I got too many tabs open at this point. So let me go over here. So you can see how module 1 is unlocked. So this is I'm looking at this website logged out, and I can get into lesson 1 and just kind of get a free sample of the course. And if I'm looking at the course overview, you can see it's also noted on the syllabus that module 1 is free access. So I hope that answers that. Thanks for the question, Chad. Welcome to the call. We've got Uchachuk from Nigeria. Yep, we will send you a copy of the replay there. Chad asks, is there a way to create a learning path to organize the order of courses to be taken? Yes, so courses can have prerequisites. Courses can have categories. And you can create something what are called course tracks, where if people create a certain group of courses, they could, for example, earn a certificate. So let's look at that a little bit, Chad, and see what we're talking about there. So over here, if we look at our warehouse management course, and actually launch the builder here. Go back there, down here. So under restrictions here, you can have a course be prerequisited on another course. So I would just turn that on, and I only have 2 courses on here, so it's not going to make a lot of sense. But I could use this prerequisite feature to say you can't take 201 until you take 101. And then what I would do is I would use course categories over here to create a page on my website that has all the courses in that path. So for example, warehouse management could be a category. And so all the courses in warehouse management would show up on that page, and that page would have all the courses in the warehouse management path, and then they couldn't advance without completing certain ones first. So to your question, that's what this like content restricted, they're going to get like a prerequisite restricted message if they try to go somewhere too early. So can you prevent students from fast forwarding through the videos? This is a good question, Bill. We don't have that, but I have seen people using a plugin called WP Fusion. We'll put a link in the chat for that. That allows them to basically not show the mark complete button until the video is finished. So that's a plugin made by another company called WP Fusion. All right. Any more questions? And we can announce our winner. I'm happy to take more questions. 2. Oh, flash video quiz. If you can embed a video in a lesson or in WordPress anywhere, you can put it in a Lifter LMS lesson. So WordPress is extremely flexible. So if I go into this lesson here and I want to drop in some kind of flash video quiz, if I have like some embed code for that, I would just use like this embed URL or find a Flash embedder plugin in WordPress. I don't know of one off the top of my head, or I would recommend it. But if it's possible to put it into a WordPress post or page, you can put it into a Lifter LMS lesson. And congratulations to Suzanne Carter. You are the winner of the $99 Lifter LMS giveaway. We'll be in touch with you, and you can always hit us up at team@lifterlms.com. That is right. Good job. Congratulations. Cool. So just to take a quick tour, I'm going to show you what we went through today, and we'll just look at what if you want to like recreate what we just did in this video, you could follow along. But we started with a blank WordPress install. We set up our menu. We created some basic content pages on our website, like about page, contact page. We installed the Lifter LMS sample course and later deleted it. we created a online course here for Warehouse Management 101. It's a certification that had a final exam on the last lesson. Student dashboard is ready to go, and people could jump in and start taking this course for either $1,000 for a year of access, $400 a month for 3 months, or a $10,000 course plus private coaching upsell. So that is what we looked at today. We will be sending out a link to watch the replay of the video. If you go to lifterlms.com, let me bring that up, and you are interested in getting any of this stuff, you can check out the pricing page. Has a lot of detail on it of what's included in the different bundles. And then all the way down here on the bottom of the website, if you want to look at this training webinar or other ones like it, you can just click on webinars here, and you'll see a bunch of webinars we did. This one is very general, very much from scratch, from beginning, but we also have more advanced webinar trainings that go into specific topics around Lifter and other things that course creators run into, so check out that page. I want to thank everybody for coming, and Arnold's got a question I'm going to take here. Let me get back to my spot. He's saying, is it possible to set up a board and pin into courses to take notes or work on exercises? For example, I'm offering math. I want to give students the space to work on exercises on the screen. Yes, you can do that. There are a couple of note-taking plugins for WordPress. I don't have one off the top of my head. I'm recording. There's one by a company named Snap Orbital. There's another one that somebody created recently. I'm getting ready to record a podcast episode with. But I would just do some Google searching for note-taking plugin for WordPress, and that will allow a user to like click a button, open up a little window, and kind of take notes as they go. So that might be able to help you. You could also look at the Lifter LMS quizzes screen, use that for people to practice doing some exercises, because Lifter LMS questions don't have to count against a grade, so you could give a question or an assignment 0 points and it's not going to be graded. And in that case, it's really just for the student to use, and they can go back and visit, but it's not really counting against their grade. So there's a couple of options for you. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to this call, and we'll send you a link for the replay. Again, congratulations to Suzanne for winning the Lifter LMS $99 giveaway. And if you guys have any further questions at all, you can hit us up at team@lifterlms.com by email. There's a chat on the website, but we're always happy to connect and answer your questions. So merci, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.